Greetings adventurers and welcome to ADVinJapan. So in today's video I'm going to review this ZANA version 2 bash plate. I've put about 4,000 kilometers on this thing. I've put it mostly through light forest roads, but I have been on some kind of intermediate level off-road sections. I've hit quite a few rocks, went over a few logs as well too. So I figured it'd be a great opportunity to have a look at this thing. Unfortunately, you guys, I cannot recommend this. It is a bit of snake oil sale, in my opinion. So if you are interested in this or you're thinking about possibly buying it, do not purchase this. And I'm gonna show you why in this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this particular ZANA Bash Plate is version 2 of their Bash Plate. I believe they have version 3 out now. However, the mounting system I don't think has changed. I think they just changed the design. And from the looks of it on the website, it actually looks smaller than this Bash Plate. This Bash Plate looks like it actually, version 2 looks like it does a little bit better job in covering the engine. You can look at the pictures yourself online. In any case, I'm almost positive the mounting system is the exact same because the description is the exact same as version 2. Now, I decided to go with ZANA in particular because they offer a bash plate that is not directly mounted to the engine. They use a floating design. Now, this is not as good as some of the mounting systems for the American brands where they mount directly to the frame of the bike itself. This does not mount to the frame. It still mounts to the engine, but it mounts via a floating design. And they accomplish that, as you can see on the inside here, using these really thick rubber washers. The mounting points are virtually identical to the actual stock mount here. So you're going to have 2 screws here, you're going to have 2 screws there, and then there's one mount up here as well. You can see down here. So basically these washers will sit between the actual plate itself and the mounting brackets. So again, you get 3 mounting brackets. You get a short mounting bracket here, you get a longer mounting bracket here, and then you get a really flimsy mounting bracket up front. So overall, design-wise, it does a fantastic job at covering the important parts of the engine and protecting it. This is made out of a 6066, I believe, aluminum grade, which is harder than most aluminums out there. However, and that basically translates into that this will be able to take brunt impacts really well. However, harder aluminum equals a more rigid aluminum, and more rigid aluminum means that it's probably going to crack. It'll break down a lot faster than some of the American counterpart parts made with the aircraft aluminum. Now, a couple complaints that I do have about this. The first is the front mounting bracket is very thin, very small. I'll show it to you right here on the other side. It has not bent, which is surprising. I could literally just bend that with my hand. The other thing too is this thing is loud. It just sings with the engine. So to combat that, I went ahead and purchased some vibration rubber strips here. Just put them in there and it pretty much eliminated all that noise. It doesn't bother me anymore. There's some melting here due to the exhaust, but that's not a big deal. Looks like it's actually melting some of the rubber washer itself too. That's probably a design flaw. The other thing I don't like is you have to remove this to change the oil. I know some of the American models will have little removable parts that will allow you to access the drain plug without having to actually remove the entire bash plate. This, unfortunately, you have to remove. And then finally, the last complaint I have here are the screws that come with it, the bolts. These stick out quite a bit on the bottom, as you can see. But that can be easily remedied by going to the hardware store and getting some of those rounded Allen bolts. So let's go ahead and put this on the bike. I'm going to show you the mounts. I'm going to show you how it goes in. All right. So as I started installing the plate, This is where I really began to notice the issues with this product. So the bolt holes were not lining up with the mounting brackets, and this meant that the mounting brackets had definitely bent in some form or shape. So I pulled the plate back off, and sure enough, that longer bracket on the right side had bent way out of shape. And the bracket on the left side, the smaller one, was actually loose. The bolt holding it onto the engine casing one of the bolts was almost coming out, and that's not a good thing because that's an engine casing bolt. That's what's going to prevent any oil. That's what's going to seal that engine casing together and prevent oil from leaking. And if you take a look under the bike itself, you can see I do have some oil spots pretty much all around that bottom section area of the engine casing, which means I did get a little bit of oil leakage due to that bolt having come loose. So it's on there, but you can see it is crooked. It's still crooked. Yeah, I just can't recommend anyone to buy this unless all you do is just like small forest roads. But if you're hopping over anything, if you're hitting hard rocks and stuff, this plate's not going to do much in terms of providing a whole lot of protection. Moreover, the mounts that come with this, they loosen over time, I think due to vibration. They don't provide a whole lot of protection, and I'm a bit concerned that they actually may damage the engine casing. So I'll be replacing this probably as soon as possible. Wow, I'm glad I took this off and had a look at it, because up until now I've just been doing light forest roads, and it's done a good job at deflecting small pebbles and rocks in here and there. I mean, you can see I've really put it through the test, but in Hokkaido I went over a pretty huge log, and that one log just totally ruined this whole thing. So I will probably be looking for a frame mounted bash plate, and I'm just gonna have to suck it up and pay the shipping. All right guys, so that's it. I hope this helped out. Definitely do not buy this. I mean, it looks good, it looks nice, but the mounting system, this floating mounting system, it's a bit of a snake oil kind of thing in my opinion. So yeah, look elsewhere for sure. All right guys, until next time, this is ADVinJapan, out.